Hi everyone, this is my second binge play episode of Reversi, Othello. I call it Reversi. I'll make the computer go 5 seconds per move because that seems to be the upper limit of what I'm comfortable playing at. Probably still not going to be doing that great, but that's about my upper limit. I realized in my last video that the font was very hard to see. I'm hoping this will turn up better. Although it seems to want to scroll away. That's a little bit better. Anyways, last time I talked a little bit about how I started writing Reversi. Maybe this video I'll talk about how I started playing it. When I was 5 years old, I started playing with my family's computer. We had a 286. It was running Windows 2.1. That was that bad a move? Anyways, and it came with Reversi program, and actually that's why I call it Reversi, because on the Windows 2.1 it's called Reversi, not Othello. And it's the first computer game I ever played, and I guess some 19 years later it became the first computer game I ever wrote. Anyways, on Windows 2.1, the computer always made the same moves, and eventually I discovered how to beat the computer every time. Okay, and when I was about 10 years old, I started playing Yahoo Games. Yahoo Games is kind of interesting. I remember how it started. It started as ClassicGames.com. It was independent of Yahoo, and Yahoo bought it up. This was during shortly before the .com bubble, where everything was just Yahoo, it seemed like. And I remember staying up really late to play Yahoo Games. Actually, I'm gonna make the font a little smaller because it's scrolling away. It's 12 by 16. Shit. Hopefully it'll get better after I make a move. There we go. Yeah, I gotta make a move, and then it will get the graphics back into play. There we go. What I was saying was that I would stay up really late to play Yahoo Games, and this was during the days when we used dial-up for our internet, and my mom would be very upset because I would be taking up her phone line. We have family in Taiwan, and there's a time difference, and my mom would want to be calling my grandparents, and she'd be very upset that I would be on the internet like all hours of the night, and she would pick up the phone receiver, and it would cause the internet to disconnect. It'd be in the middle of the game, and I would be cussing at the computer, and yeah, it interrupted my game. And then the funny thing is, we were using an internet service provider called CompuServe. I don't think they exist anymore. But we were using CompuServe, and when you got disconnected, the computer would shout out, "Thank you for using CompuServe," really loudly too. Well, maybe it wasn't that loud, but sometimes I would be listening to loud music, so the volume on my computer was loud, so the "thank you for using CompuServe" would be chanted really loudly. And I got so annoyed by getting disconnected that eventually even when I disconnected the internet after finishing a game and the computer said thank you for using CompuServe, it would startle me because I came to dread hearing those words. And the words were just associated with not being able to play Yahoo games and getting disconnected from a game. There was a time when I discovered how to hack the game ratings on Yahoo. And you see, when you play games like Reversi, you have a rating that's like a 4-digit number usually, but I figured out a way to get a 6-digit rating. What I did was I created a ton of accounts, and I made all the accounts lose to one account. It eventually had a rating that was like 6 digits long, and it was very impressive. Except when I went to play, I would always play unrated games so that it wouldn't lower my rating. And people thought it was strange. Why is a person with a 6-digit rating only playing unrated games? It was weird. I just had nothing better to do. But it helped me because a lot of people who are experts, they don't want to play novices. And at the time, I didn't want to play a novice. I wanted to play an expert, even if I lost 64-0, because I love to learn new games. I guess it's no longer a problem for me nowadays because I can play against the computer. At the time, we didn't really have strong computer reversi programs. Yeah, that's a problem with a lot of games, that it's hard to find experts who are willing to play against really dumb players. Yeah, last video I was talking about backgammon. It's hard to play backgammon, period, because everybody wants to bet money on it. Yeah, this is hopeless. I'm gonna start a new game. So you see, backgammon, I'm not really that interested in learning to play backgammon very well. I see backgammon as more of a social activity, but it's become a very expensive social activity. See, a tournament I went to in New York, you can go to the beginner division. That's not so bad. I think the entry fee was about, I think, around $60 or so. That wasn't too bad. But there are like 10 people in there, and you get to play about 3 matches, and that's it. And I want to play lots and lots of backgammon to meet lots and lots of people, because I'll probably be meeting thousands of people before I find my future wife, right? And if I spend $60 and I get to play 3 matches and maybe meet a few people at the other tables, that doesn't go very far. In terms of finding my future wife. And I was talking to one of my opponents at the. I recently played backgammon in a tournament in Seattle, and he claimed that it takes about $100,000 to $200,000 to learn to play backgammon professionally before you start making money. I'm like, I don't want to make money playing backgammon. I want to meet my future wife. I was drinking at that event, so I kind of just spoke my mind that time. I normally don't speak my mind out like that. And my opponent was just like, there are cheaper ways to meet your future wife. And my heart just sank because I love the social aspect of backgammon. And yeah, my heart sank. I don't want to spend $100,000 to go meet my future wife. Well, maybe I'm being a little cheap there. I don't mind spending $100,000 on my future wife if I had it, but I don't. So let's put it that way. Yeah. I'm surprised this game is so lopsided according to the stats on the screen. I mean, it... Anyway, what else has been going on? Yeah, it's very hard to play some of these strategy games without spending an arm and a leg. I plan to play against Deep Nikita in Reversi until I get really good at it and go to one of the big tournaments in Japan. I've only visited Japan twice, well, except for going to the airports, but I visited Japan twice, and both times I really got the sense that I belong here, and I really should be going more, but the computer gaming tournaments haven't been held there for a number of years. They keep holding them in Amsterdam, and I don't have a problem with Amsterdam. I just never got a sense of belonging there. I mean, I go to Japan, I feel a sense of home, and or last year when I went to Poland, I really got a sense of belonging there. Where else have I felt belonging? And when I first went to Rochester, I really, really got a sense that I belong there. Another one of my memorable vacation destinations was in Montana. I didn't really get a sense of belonging there. It felt more like a home away from home, like a vacation home. I didn't get the sense of home in the same way. I mean, Amsterdam is kind of like that. Amsterdam, it feels more like a place I do business at now because of how many tournaments I've gone to there. Poland is more like I belong there. Japan also. Amsterdam is like my place of business, if you will. Montana, that was like a vacation home. Looks like the computer got the bottom left corner. Like I said, I'm not any good at it. But I really want to go to one of these tournaments in Japan someday. I just don't want to go there and embarrass myself. $58, 61. So the computer is estimating how many pieces it will win by, and it looks like 64 already. Let's start over. This time computer first. I'm gonna do parallel opening, even though it's a losing opening, just to see what it's like. Yeah, one of the strategies some experts do is they learn the parallel opening very well because so many experts will not play it. And they somehow swing the game back around and, get the opponent in an unfamiliar position. So we'll give it a shot and see what happens. Anyways, that was one of my that was one of the moments where my heart sank the most when my opponent was telling me that it takes $100,000 to play backgammon well, and that there are cheaper ways to go meet my future wife. But I love backgammon. I mean, it's just... But I acknowledge there are ways to meet my future wife that don't involve backgammon. I just happen to love backgammon, not to the extent of $100,000, but I love it. I love Othello as well, and hopefully that won't take me that much money to learn. Um, this year we're gonna have a 10 by 10 Reversi at the computer gaming tournament, and last year I was at another tournament in Taiwan when one of my opponents. Well, we were talking about how they were gonna do 10 by 10 Reversi in Amsterdam this summer. And one of my opponents was saying, forget it, this guy's really good. Nobody has a chance again. Well, I said, well, let's see. 10 by 10, if I lose 60 to 40, let's say, I'll be pleased. It's a good stepping stone. And he's like, no, you're going to lose everything. And that just really motivated me. I got to do something. And I think I have a chance to get to only lose 60 to 40. I think I probably won't beat him, but... Oh, gee. Wow. That wasn't the worst move, it seemed like. But, what else has been going on? Oh, some highlights from previous tournaments. My first, computer gaming tournament, in 2013... you see, I like it when I talk about meeting my future wife. I like it when the girl starts the first conversation with me. When I start, I never know if the girl will like me. When she starts, we've already resolved that part. I just have to see if I like her. And, I'm willing to compromise somewhat. Especially, if I'm meeting a girl at a conference, she has some smarts at least, and especially, usually it's a foreign girl. I don't like Americans of either color. If it's a foreigner in Asia or in Eastern Europe, and she has some smarts, there's a very slim chance that I can't find something I like about her. Okay, so I was at the first tournament I ever attended, and a girl starts a conversation with me. Let me think how many girls have started a conversation with me at that point. I think she was the 9th or the 10th. I can't remember, but it was at a time when I still could count. Nowadays, I've kind of lost count. Anyways, and she comes up to me and she touches my hair, and I thought that was lucky, and I didn't want to get rid of that hair. So I went a whole year and a half without getting a haircut. And eventually the hair grew to be about 10 inches long. And I had to get a haircut to go to a job interview. And I discovered I could donate the hair. And because it was so lucky, I wanted to put it to good use. And I donated it. And that was that. What else has been going on? And, at the first conference, I was competing in Reversi, and one of my opponents, he had a very unhealthy lifestyle. He was overweight, and this is a Japanese guy. Japan is not known for obesity. He's overweight, and he I looked at him, and he was eating all sorts of crap at the conference, and he was drinking soda out of the 2-liter bottle. And this is in Japan. Nobody does that, but he did. I mean, soda is incredibly expensive there, too. I mean, and, anyways, I thought, oh my god, there's no way I could lose to this guy. This guy's a joke. But he beats me like 46 to, what was it? 46 to 18 or something like that. part of me is upset, but the other half of me is like, if he can beat me this badly with such an unhealthy lifestyle, can you imagine what he would be if he had a healthy lifestyle? It gave me a sense of disappointment almost. Such a waste of potential, of human potential. But on the other hand, I was upset at myself for losing against somebody who had such an unhealthy lifestyle. It was a mixed feeling. When I see somebody, I think, I see Warren Buffett. He likes to drink Coke. Can you imagine what he would be without that Coke? If he can be the world's richest man with drinking so much Coke, can you imagine how much more wealthy he would be if he didn't drink Coke? Part of me wants to think that way sometimes. Anyways, or Obama, he used to smoke cigarettes. I don't know if he quit or not. Can you imagine what he would be if he didn't smoke? Part of me feels a sense of disappointment. That somebody isn't, even though they're already that high up, they're not reaching their maximum potential. Anyways, so I'm upset. And I go home, I swear I gotta beat this guy at least. Because if I don't, it's such an embarrassment for my healthy lifestyle. That's when I really ramped up writing Reversi, and I kind of abandoned some of my other games just to focus on Reversi, just to prove to myself, if to nobody else, that my healthy lifestyle is working. And so I go back to the tournament last year and I beat him, so all's good now. We kind of resolved that difference. Yeah. I'm just really upset that we're holding the tournament in Amsterdam again because, like I said, I didn't get a sense of belonging there. No, I didn't hate the place. I just didn't belong there. I belong in Japan and Poland and Taiwan to some extent. Just the feeling I get when I go to those places. I somewhat belong in Rochester. Amsterdam is like a place of business. I don't belong there. I don't know. I think I'm gonna lose 64-0 again. But this is episode 2. I'm hoping to play. My goal is to play against Deep Nikita for 1,000 hours before I go to my first tournament. I like making these videos because it keeps track of how much time I've spent playing against my computer program. I estimate I've spent about 3,000 hours writing this program, so they say it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert in anything, so maybe 3,000 hours writing the program and then 7,000 hours playing against it, and I'll be a world champion, maybe. Yeah, 60. So 62-2 because it's estimating the difference at the end of the game. Oh god, I'm gonna lose 64-0. Yeah, we had to pass a few times. Where are we now? G8. So the computer has solved this position, it seems like, and it thinks we're gonna lose 63-1, it seems like. Oh, we only got one legal move. We're gonna do... There we go, 63-1. Alright, I'm gonna stop here. Thanks for watching.